Leo, what if the people who doubted you are now watching your every move? What if the people who walked away, underestimated you, ignored your value, or questioned your potential are suddenly paying attention again? And what if your biggest comeback is not something that will happen in the future, but something that has already begun? Leo, today's energy carries a powerful message, because the universe is showing a period of recognition, personal growth, and quiet victory. Someone who once failed to see your worth is beginning to see it now. Someone who once assumed they knew your limits is discovering they were wrong. And someone who thought they understood your story is about to realize they only saw one chapter. Because while they were making assumptions, you were evolving. While they were looking elsewhere, you were growing. While they were expecting you to stay the same, you were becoming stronger. And now the energy is shifting. Before we go deeper, if you're ready to claim the success that belongs to you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and comment below. I rise stronger. Because Leo, this message found you for a reason. Let's begin. There is someone from your past thinking about you. For some of you, this person is someone who doubted you. For others, it is someone who underestimated your strength. And for some, it may even be someone who walked away believing they knew exactly how your future would unfold. But life has a way of surprising people, especially when they mistake temporary struggles for permanent limitations. Leo, many of you have been through challenges that nobody fully understood. There were battles you fought in silence, disappointments you carried privately, moments when you questioned yourself, moments when you felt unseen, moments when it seemed as though your efforts were producing little reward. But something remarkable happened during those difficult periods. You grew. You adapted. You learned. You became wiser. And most importantly, you kept moving forward. The people who doubted you often only saw your circumstances. They did not see your resilience. They saw the struggle. They missed the strength. They saw the obstacle. They missed the determination. And now the universe is showing that the gap between perception and reality is becoming impossible to ignore. Because your growth is becoming visible, not only to yourself, but to others as well. Leo, there is a powerful lesson in today's energy. Success is often the loudest response to doubt. Not because success proves anything to others, but because success reveals what was always true. Your value did not begin when people started recognizing it. Your worth did not suddenly appear because someone changed their opinion. Your potential existed long before anyone acknowledged it. The difference now is that people are beginning to see what was there all along. And that realization may be uncomfortable for some, especially for those who underestimated you, especially for those who thought your story was already written, especially for those who believed your best days were behind you. Because Leo, your best chapter may still be ahead. One of the strongest themes surrounding you right now is confidence. Not performative confidence. Not forced confidence. Real confidence. The kind that comes from surviving difficult seasons. The kind that comes from overcoming disappointment. The kind that comes from discovering that you are stronger than you once believed. And this confidence is changing your energy. People can feel it, even if you never mention it, even if you never announce it. Even if you never explain it. Energy speaks before words do, and your energy is becoming magnetic. You may notice people reacting differently to you. You may notice more attention, more curiosity, more interest, more opportunities, because confidence creates attraction. It attracts possibilities. It attracts recognition. It attracts people who are aligned with your growth. And Leo, the universe is showing that your confidence is becoming one of your greatest assets. There is also strong energy connected to recognition. For many Leos, recognition has been delayed. You have worked hard without immediate rewards. You have put effort into situations that seemed slow to respond. You have invested energy into goals that required patience. And there were moments when you wondered whether anyone noticed, whether anyone cared, whether your efforts mattered. The answer is yes, they mattered, more than you realize, because recognition is arriving, not necessarily all at once, but steadily. And when it comes, it will feel earned. Because you know what it took to get here. You know the sacrifices. You know the setbacks. You know the persistence. And that is why this recognition carries meaning. It is not accidental. It is deserved. Leo, there is another important message coming through. Do not confuse silence with failure. Some of your greatest progress has happened quietly, behind the scenes, away from attention, away from applause, away from validation. And that is often where the most powerful transformations occur. A seed does not become a tree overnight. Growth happens beneath the surface first. Roots develop before branches appear. Strength develops before results become visible. And Leo, your roots have been growing. Your foundation has been strengthening. Your future has been preparing itself. Even during moments when it seemed like nothing was happening. This is why the universe is encouraging patience. Because the progress you cannot see is often more important than the progress you can. There is also a surprising opportunity approaching. This opportunity may not arrive exactly how you expect. In fact, it may initially seem small. It may appear as a conversation, an introduction, an invitation, a chance encounter, a simple idea. But do not underestimate it. Because sometimes the opportunities that change our lives arrive quietly, without fanfare, without dramatic announcements, without obvious signs. And Leo, the universe is asking you to stay open, stay aware, stay willing to say yes to possibilities. Because something is developing in the background. Something that has the potential to create meaningful movement in your life. Particularly in areas connected to growth, visibility, and personal achievement. Financial energy is also beginning to improve. Now, this does not necessarily mean instant wealth. It means momentum. It means progress. It means movement where there was once stagnation. Many Leos have been focused on building stability, building security, building a future that feels more aligned with their goals. And the energy suggests that your efforts are beginning to create results. Small improvements often lead to larger breakthroughs. Small opportunities often lead to bigger ones. And small victories often create confidence for greater success. The universe is reminding you not to overlook progress simply because it arrives gradually. Every step matters. Every improvement matters. Every positive shift matters. Because all of it is building towards something larger. Leo, perhaps the most powerful message in today's reading is this. The universe rewards persistence. Not immediately, not always visibly, but consistently. Every challenge you survived taught you something. Every setback strengthened you. Every disappointment redirected you. And every moment you refused to quit added another layer to your future success. Persistence creates momentum. Momentum creates opportunity. Opportunity creates transformation. And transformation creates the life you've been working toward. You may not have all the answers yet. You may not see the entire path. But you do not need to. You only need to keep moving forward. Because the universe is already responding to your effort. Already responding to your growth. Already responding to your determination. And the people who doubted you, the people who underestimated you, the people who failed to recognize your value. Many of them are beginning to notice now. Not because you demanded attention. Not because you sought validation. But because growth eventually becomes visible. And your growth is becoming impossible to ignore. Leo, remember this. You do not need revenge. You do not need approval. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. Your success speaks for itself. Your growth speaks for itself. Your resilience speaks for itself. And the universe is preparing to show you just how far you've come. If this message resonates with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and comment below. My success is my response. Because Leo, the story is not over. Leo, if you are still here, then this message may be reaching you at exactly the right time. Because the energy surrounding you now is not just about success. It is about realization. Realization for you. And realization for the people who once failed to see your value. In part 1, we talked about growth, confidence, recognition, and the fact that someone from your past is paying attention to your progress. But now we need to go deeper, because there is a reason this person cannot stop thinking about you. And that reason has very little to do with who you used to be. It has everything to do with who you are becoming. Leo, people often underestimate the power of transformation. They assume that if they know who you are today, they know who you will be tomorrow. They assume your current circumstances define your future. They assume your struggles define your limits. But life rarely works that way. People grow. People evolve. People surprise themselves. And sometimes they surprise everyone else. The universe is showing that your transformation has reached a point where it is becoming visible. Not only to those who support you, but also to those who once doubted you. Because growth eventually creates evidence. Evidence that effort mattered. Evidence that persistence mattered. Evidence that the story was never finished. And Leo, your story is far from finished. Someone connected to your past may be experiencing a powerful shift in perspective. Perhaps they once believed they made the right choice by walking away. Perhaps they believed they fully understood your potential. Perhaps they thought they knew exactly where your life was heading. But now something is causing them to reconsider. And the reason is simple. Reality is no longer matching their expectations. The version of you they imagined is not the version of you that exists today. You have grown stronger, more confident, more self-aware, more focused, and that growth is creating questions in their mind. Questions they never expected to ask. Questions like, what if I was wrong? What if I underestimated them? What if I failed to recognize their value? And Leo, those questions are becoming louder. But this reading is not about their regret. It is about your growth. Because the universe does not want you looking backward. It wants you looking forward. One of the strongest messages appearing now is that your future is becoming larger than your past. And that matters. Because many people become trapped by old stories, old disappointments, old mistakes, old wounds. But you are being encouraged to release the idea that your future must resemble your past. It does not. In fact, it shouldn't. Because growth changes possibilities. Growth changes outcomes. Growth changes direction. And your direction is changing. Leo, let's talk about the opportunity approaching your life. Because this energy feels significant. The universe keeps highlighting something that is still developing. Something that has not fully revealed itself yet. This could involve career, business, finances, networking, or even a personal project. But whatever form it takes, it carries the energy of expansion. Expansion of influence. Expansion of confidence. Expansion of possibilities. And the interesting thing is that this opportunity may arrive through a source you did not expect. Not through the obvious path. Not through the plan you originally imagined. But through a new opening. A different route. A fresh perspective. This is why flexibility is important right now. Because sometimes the universe answers our requests in unexpected ways. Leo, there is also a powerful message about visibility. For a long time, some of your efforts have happened behind the scenes. You were learning, building, preparing, improving, and much of that work went unnoticed. But now the energy is changing. People are beginning to see what you've been creating. And recognition is starting to follow. Not because you demanded attention, but because genuine progress eventually becomes visible. You cannot hide growth forever. You cannot hide confidence forever. You cannot hide success forever. Eventually, it shines through, and your light is becoming brighter. Leo, the universe also wants to remind you of something important. Not everyone who notices your growth deserves access to it. Read that again. Not everyone who notices your growth deserves access to it. Because some people only become interested when they see results. Some people only become curious when they see success. Some people only recognize value after someone else has already recognized it. This is why discernment matters. You are not being asked to close your heart. You are being asked to protect your energy. To choose carefully who you allow into your next chapter. To recognize that your growth has value. And that value deserves respect. Leo, now let's talk about your financial energy. because there are signs of improvement here. The universe is showing movement where there was once delay, progress where there was once frustration, momentum where there was once uncertainty. This does not necessarily mean every financial concern disappears overnight, but it does suggest that the direction is improving. New possibilities are emerging, new solutions are appearing, and your confidence around money may begin increasing as a result. Financial growth often begins internally before it becomes external. It begins with belief, with strategy, with consistency, and the energy suggests that you are becoming more aligned with all three. This is why patience remains important, because sustainable success is usually built step by step. And the universe is helping you build something sustainable, something lasting, something meaningful. Leo, your lucky number today is 17, and this number carries a powerful message. The number 17 is often associated with achievement after effort, success after persistence, rewards after patience. It is a reminder that progress is rarely immediate, but it is always possible. When 17 appears, it often signals that a person is approaching a breakthrough, approaching recognition, approaching the moment when their hard work begins producing visible results. If you start noticing this number repeatedly, pay attention. It may be a confirmation that you are moving in the right direction, a reminder that your efforts are not being wasted, and a sign that your persistence is about to create opportunities. Leo, your lucky color is gold, and this color perfectly reflects your current energy. Gold symbolizes success, confidence, abundance, recognition, leadership, and personal power. It is the color of someone who understands their worth, someone who no longer needs constant validation from others, someone who recognizes that their value exists whether people acknowledge it or not. And that is exactly the lesson the universe wants you to embrace. Your value is not determined by who sees it. Your value is not determined by who recognizes it. Your value is not determined by who appreciates it. Your value exists independently of all those things. Recognition is simply catching up to reality. And reality is this: you have grown. You have evolved. You have become stronger. You have survived things that could have broken you. And now you are entering a phase where that strength becomes visible. Leo, as this reading comes to an end, there is one final message from the universe. Do not waste your energy proving people wrong. Use your energy proving yourself right. Prove to yourself that your dreams matter. Prove to yourself that your goals are possible. Prove to yourself that your future can be bigger than your past. Because that is where your power truly lives. Not in revenge. Not in validation. Not in approval. But in growth. In purpose. In persistence. And in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are. The people who doubted you may indeed be watching. The people who underestimated you may indeed be paying attention. The people who failed to see your worth may indeed be realizing what they missed. But their realization is not your reward. Your reward is the life you are creating, the confidence you are building, the opportunities approaching, and the future unfolding before you. If this message resonated with you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and turn on notifications so you never miss the guidance meant for your journey. And before you leave, comment below. I know my worth. Say it with confidence. Believe it with certainty. And carry it with you into the days ahead. Because Leo, your comeback is not coming. It is already happening.